Hello and welcome back to Premier League Predictions, a show which does what it says on the tin. We are here to predict Game Week 28 of this Premier League season. We'll start on the Friday. It makes only logical sense to go in chronological order. We will start with Nottingham Forest versus Newcastle, an 8 o'clock kickoff. Newcastle flying high in the Premier League this season. They have started to slip off in recent weeks. Can they get a win here away at Forest, who did not look good against Tottenham last week?
Yeah, I mean, but equally, apart from that Tottenham game, Forest won a bit of a surge up the table. As you say, Newcastle starting to drop a little bit. It was a better performance against... who did they play last week?
Newcastle.
Wolves. Wolves, better performance than Wolves, but they still conceded. And Wolves haven't looked great recently. I think it'll be a close game.
Do you think Forest can get something from this?
I don't. I think Newcastle will nick it. I'll go 2-1 Newcastle. Forest goal from Brennan Johnson. Newcastle goals from Miguel Almiron and Isak.
Fair enough. I'm actually going to back the home side here. Nottingham Forest at the City Ground. I think they could pull off a sensational result. I think they've looked really decent in recent weeks. I'm incredibly impressed by the likes of Gustavo Scarpa and, of course, you mentioned Brennan Johnson, and most importantly of all, Morgan Gibbs-White. So I think they'll come away with a victory. I think it's going to be Nottingham Forest 3, Newcastle 1. Bit of a bold prediction.
That's big.
But I just think Newcastle have started to falter in recent weeks, and this will be the moment we start to go, well, are Newcastle actually going to slip out of that Champions League places?
Friday night madness.
Potentially so. So yeah, I'm going to go for Nottingham Forest 3, Newcastle 1. Goals from Brennan Johnson with a double. Morgan Gibbs-White, I think a Newcastle consolation from Miguel Almiron. He scored last week after everyone took him out of their FPL teams, which was a big shame. On to the Saturday then. The first game is Aston Villa versus Bournemouth. We don't have a 12:30 since the games have been moved. It's a blank 28 this week. As FPL fans we're calling it, because only 7 fixtures. A lot of players missing. A lot of games are missing because of the FA Cup fixture. Of Aston Villa versus Bournemouth. What are your thoughts going into this one?
Villa have looked good recently. I think robbed a little bit of West Ham. Nowhere, definitely not a penalty ever in a million years.
I haven't seen, to be fair, so I'll take your
Villa still looks strong. Ollie Watkins is in brilliant. He's got 6 in his last 7.
Yeah, he just look alright. A lot of FPL fans are looking at him now.
I think he'll score again, and I think Villa will win again. I'll go 3-0 Villa. Goal from Watkins, goal from Buendia, and a goal from Alex Moreno.
Yeah, I was going to say Alex Moreno, so I'm backing it. I'm sticking with it. I'm going to go 2-0 Aston Villa. Goal from Alex Moreno, and then he's going to set up Ollie Watkins for the second one. A big haul for Alex Moreno.
Probably Villa's 2 best players at the moment.
Yeah, probably so. He looked really, really good in that West Ham game, and I think he'll continue his good form into this one. On to the next game then, Brentford versus Leicester. What do we expect from this one? Brentford, a side who have been fighting for Europe this season, and Leicester, who usually are up there fighting for Europe, this season almost in the relegation zone.
Yeah, 2 teams at very different points of their season. Brentford lost, but equally Brentford last time out lost to a relegation side. Leicester last time out lost to a European side. So
Brentford needs to start picking up points if they want a serious look at this title. We haven't seen the Brentford Southampton game. They could have put 5 past them. In which case, I'll probably be predicting put 5 past Leicester.
They want as many points they could possibly get before they potentially lose Ivan Toney. Because that would be a big miss.
That would be.
But I think he will turn up in this game here. I'll go 2-0 Brentford with goals from Toney and Visser.
Yeah, Toney better turn up because he's in my FPL team. He's not been turning up recently.
Leicester all over the place. Chelsea only won 3-1. Realistically, it could have been 5 or 6.
Yeah, fair enough. I'm going to go Brentford 2, Leicester 2. Bit of a good game, but points shared. And I think Brentford will find goals from Rico Henry and Ivan Toney. He is inevitable. And then for Leicester, I think it's going to be a James Maddison goal. I know that will please a lot of FPL fans who are starting to bring him in their teams now, considering they've got a lovely fixture list coming up. And I think this other goal will be Wout Faes. Famous for scoring a lot of own goals and getting sent off. No, he's suspended, isn't he? Got some sent off against Chelsea. Genuinely, forgot about that.
Now we're getting sent off. Scoring
I just realised that's why I clocked it, because he got sent off against Chelsea. Well, it's not going to be Wout Faes then. I will go. Who is their backup centre half? Daniel Amati. He's going to. I think he might start anyway, but he's going to score. It's going to fall to him on the edge of the area. He's just going to lace it home. And this will be their
Yeah.
last-minute winner.
They'll go mental.
Yeah, the
Three
away fan
Who love
travel
it.
from Leicester. Yeah,
I think Leicester got good support.
they do. Yeah. On to the next one. Then Southampton, almost 19th in the league. Or are they 20th now after Bournemouth picked up a
19th.
point?
Bottom.
Bournemouth beat Liverpool, didn't they? Southampton.
They've always been bottom. Southampton always been bottom. Southampton
No.
crap.
They went
They beat
ahead last
Leicester.
week after they beat Leicester.
Who are bottom?
But I think it's now I think it's back to Southampton now because Bournemouth beat
Yeah,
Liverpool. How did
yeah.
Southampton go on last weekend?
Oh, they probably got packed. They've got Brentford in the week, so we haven't seen
Yeah.
that game. They probably got packed in. What happened to Southampton at the weekend? They drew 0-0 to United.
They'd still be
Yeah,
below. So yeah,
Just-
rooted to the
just
bottom
check.
of the Premier League. Southampton. No, they are. We know.
Okay,
Rooted to the
knowledge.
bottom of the Premier League. Southampton. They're facing Tottenham, a side who, where are they? 4th in the Premier League. But they play a very boring brand of
crap,
football.
aren't they?
But if you're telling me you're not captaining Harry Kane this weekend, I'll tell you, you are a very brave
I will
man.
be doing that, and that is because he scored a brilliant brace against Forest, and I think he will do even better here. I'm going to go 5-0 Tottenham, Kane hat-trick, goal from Son, and a goal from Pierre-Emile Højbjerg.
I hate Kane on FPL. I brought him in, he did nothing. I take him out. I brought him in for one game week, and then he did nothing. I took him out again because I wanted to bring in Ivan Toney to target this double.
Right.
Kane goes scores a brace.
Yeah, but even
Muppet.
if Tony now scores 7 against Southampton.
For joy, but as it stands, I'm fuming. And I've brought him back in this week, Kane, because Haaland obviously doesn't have a fixture. But he's not going to score because I curse him on FPL. So Southampton are going to win 2-0. Big win for the Saints. It's going to come through
you know
Mislav
what,
Orsic and a JWP
I can see
free
that
kick,
happening.
obviously.
Tottenham just awful.
Well, the reverse fixture for this was 5-1, wasn't it? And that embodies your prediction of
Yeah,
5-0.
true.
I just don't think Southampton will concede 5 at home. I know they've conceded 9 at home before, but I don't think
I
they
take
will.
5.
Under Sellas, they look a lot more defensively secure.
Yeah, they were brilliant under Hasenhüttl.
Did they?
Yeah.
They lost 9-0 twice. No team that's lost 9-0 twice looks good ever.
Oh, Chelsea lost 6-0 to City under Solskjaer.
Yeah, but Chelsea beat Southampton 6-0 as well. That was one of the more
Did they?
recent Chelsea. Yeah, last season.
Oh, good eye for us. I don't remember that.
Well done, us.
Genuinely don't remember that.
Yeah.
I
And
remember winning the champion. I don't remember the champion. That was 2 years ago.
Okay, but yes, Southampton, big win for them.
Yeah.
Up next then, Wolves versus Leeds, the last of the 3 o'clock kickoffs. Bit of a weird one. They're both fighting in relegation fights that I wouldn't. Well, Leeds I'd expected, but Wolves I thought they'd be a bit. I thought it'd be higher than that. But yeah, both currently in that relegation fight. Should be an exciting scrap, despite
Yeah.
Harry not thinking it will be. But yeah, what are your thoughts going into this game?
I think it's be pretty dull. I'm going to go 1-1.
Oh, I thought you could say 0-0.
No,
But
it's
yeah.
not really that boring because they've still got. Both teams have like good individual players that
Hmm.
can spice up a game. I think we're Wolves goal from. I think we're Leeds goal from Rodrigo. Is he back?
I don't know. I don't.
I think he
couldn't
is.
tell you.
I hope he is. Oh no, he's not there until April. Oh, who even plays? Who's Aronson for Leeds?
Okay.
And
Don't know if he starts, but we'll run it.
Brennan Aronson has to start.
Don't think he starts.
What a joke. And then Hwang Yi-chan for Wolves.
Fair enough. Interesting picks there.
It's
I
just-
don't know if either of them play for over those sides much at the moment. I'm going to go for players who do play for both teams. I'm not 100% sure Leeds will score because I've got Craig Dawson in my FPL team, and since I brought him in,
Yeah.
Wolves concede every week.
Definitely.
So I'm going to go 2-1 Leeds.
Ooh.
Win for the away side. They need points and they're going to pick some up on the road here. Wolves will score from Ruben Neves. I want to say Diego Costa, as we always do, but I think he's suspended.
Probably.
I seem to remember him
Yeah.
getting sent off at some point. But for Leeds, I think the goals will come from Patrick Bamford. He's in a little bit of form and he is actually fit and playing.
Yeah.
And I think Jorginho Rutter will get his first
once
Premier
upon a-
League goal.
I've got
Going to go for Wolves 1, Leeds 2. Then the final game of this Saturday, it's on television if you want to watch it. Chelsea versus Everton. We won't be live, but we're not live at all this weekend. So I don't know.
Oh,
don't
no,
get
don't
too
cry.
upset.
Don't
but
cry, it's
we will be
alright.
back with England next week.
Yeah, come on.
Yeah, England Thursday and Sunday streams, plus a little bit of the Women's Super League on Sunday morning as well. So some very exciting games coming up this next week. But as for Game Week 28, no streams. Chelsea versus Everton now, though, this 5:30 kickoff.
Chelsea are flying. 3 wins in a row. Scoring lots of goals.
The first time as a Chelsea fan, I can confidently say we should beat Everton. So I'm going to go 2-0 Everton. No, I don't know. I just hope we win this.
There's a bit of me that wants to say we'll pack them in, but I don't think we will.
That's the thing. As much as we've won 3 on the bounce, I'm not confident.
No,
that's sure.
The one thing Chelsea don't do is we don't beat teams. We don't. I mean, I know we beat Norwich 8-0. But we recently, I can't remember that apart from those 2 games, which was like 3 years ago now. I can't remember.
Last season, were they not?
No. We don't...
I'm fairly sure he put 8 past Norwich last, or whatever it was, the big score.
I thought Norwich was during...
Wasn't during COVID.
Oh, okay.
Norwich in the Championship.
Anyway, we don't pack many teams in. I'm going to go 2-0 Chelsea with goals from Havertz and Kovacic again. Little run of form for him.
Fair enough. I think Havertz will be amongst the goals again. I don't think Mateo Kovacic will. I'm going to go a little more confident. I'm going to go 4-0 Chelsea.
Wow.
Kai Havertz double. João Felix will pick up a second Premier League goal. And then it will be Reece James back in the side. No. No. I'm going to go give 1 to Havertz. And then I'm going to take that goal that I've took away from Havertz. I'm going to give it to Ben Chilwell. A lot of people bring him into their FPL teams. Nice. He's doing well at the moment. I'm thinking I'm going to bring him in my wild card. Not this week. No, wild card next week. So it will really annoy me if he scores this week because I've still got Cucurella stuck in my team who probably won't play. But yeah, so I'm going to go for goals for both of the wing backs for Chelsea and then Havertz and Felix. On to the Sunday then. The sole fixture on the Sunday. Yeah. It's a while since we've seen just one match on Sunday. It's Arsenal hosting Crystal Palace. Vieira heads back to...
I'm not sure he's going to want to.
The Emirates. Yeah, I don't think I want to stay around long. But, yeah, what was the reverse fixture for this? We've not really mentioned reverse fixtures there. I can't really remember. But like Villa lost the ball for them in the season. That's just come back to me. But Arsenal Palace, I'm fairly sure it was a 2-1 Arsenal win. And people go, well, Palace lost that at the end. Vieira's trying to help Arsenal to the title. What did Palace do
last weekend? They've got Brighton midweek. We haven't seen that. Probably got packed in.
Well, no, they never lose to Brighton. Brighton will dominate and they'll have all of the ball.
That doesn't mean anything for Palace this season.
Benteke will come back from the dead.
Not dead.
Okay. Benteke will come back from wherever the hell he's currently is. I don't know, he's probably still at Palace. I just haven't seen him this season.
I thought he was at
and he'll score a header and then do his celebration.
As for Sunday's game, I think they're going to lose 5-0.
Oh, well, that's not fun.
I'll go 2 for Odegaard, 1 for Jesus, 1 for Trossard, and 1 for Gabriel.
Fair enough. Sharing the goals. I'm going 6-0 Arsenal because I fancy it. Yeah, I'm going to go 2 for Martinelli, 2 for Odegaard, 2 for Bukayo Saka. Sharing the goals amongst those 3 forwards. And I think Jesus might, if he starts to pick up a few assists, if not, Trossard, I think we saw him pick up 3 assists last weekend against Fulham. Thanks for everyone that joined us on stream there. And I think they'll pick up some more. He'll pick up some more assists if he is to start here.
All right.
But yeah, that's all for today. It's a very short episode, this, compared to what we're used to. 7 fixtures in the Premier League this weekend. Game Week 28. It's not a great one. We want to see as much Premier League action as possible. And of course, with big teams like City, Liverpool and United missing, it's not going to be a great game week. And Fulham, of course. And 2 teams that I've forgotten. But yeah, it's going to be some decent games in there regardless. Hopefully something mental happens. We'll be talking about it on the podcast next week. Yeah. But yeah, that is all from us today. Thank you all very much for watching. Get involved in the comments below. Keep the conversation going. We want to hear your predictions. And leave a like, subscribe if you're new. But yeah, and obviously if you're on Spotify, then come on over to YouTube, get involved in the community and hit all the good buttons that do fun things on Spotify. That is all from us today though. Thank you all very much for watching or listening and we'll see you next time.
See ya.